Okay, today's topic will be seeing in Hibernate association mapping one-to-one unidirection. Okay, that's the topic what we'll be seeing now. So just for that I'll be taking an example now. The example would be one citizen has a passport. That is the example I'll be taking. So to understand that very clearly, see, let us look at the design of our tables here. So there are two tables. So one is the citizen, the other one is the passport. We are having two tables here. And here if you see, passport table is the parent table and the citizen table is the child table. Fine. Now in the passport table, we are having two columns. One is PID, passport ID, and the passport number. Understood? So these are the two columns here having, PID and P number. And PID is the primary key column here. Clear? The next, we are having the citizen table. In the citizen table, we are having three columns, CID, CNAME and PID. So these are the three columns. And here if you see, CID is the primary key column and PID is the foreign key column. This foreign key references the PID column of passport. And let us see some test data I filled in here. See, as a passport, okay, with the number A123456 and that is belonging to one person by name Ravi. See the data in the citizen table now. CID, citizen ID is 1, CNAME is Ravi and his passport ID is 1 now. Means Ravi's passport is, number is A123456. Then another person is there, Kumar, okay, and his passport ID is 2, means B9999, something like that. So this is how the two tables have been designed. So we are having two tables now. So next, what we'll understand here is table concept. We understood the table how they have been designed. Now let's see how you fetch the data from these two tables. So to understand that, I'll give one scenario in a simple project now. So assuming that in your project we are having one scenario. Yeah. So this is your UI now. In the UI you'll have the screen. Okay. Enter the citizen ID. Understood? So if you enter the ID, whatever ID, 1 or whatever it is, so your application should connect to the database, fetch all the values from the two tables and display the same values into the screen now to the user. So me supposing you enter 1, you should connect to database, fetch all the values and display values information like this. Citizen ID is 1, citizen name is Ravi, passport number is A123456 and these are the values what you have to display. So we have got this scenario and we understood the design of the tables. So two things are clear now. Yes. So now the thing is when you are coding now, what you have to understand is when you are coding, see obviously when you connect to the database and fetch all the values will obviously be storing into what? A TO or a entity itself. You'll be storing in a TO or entity. So let's see how we are going to design the entity for these two tables and this scenario what we have got here. Clear? So for these two tables and the scenario what we have got here, we are going to design the entity. So let's see this now. See, we are having two entities here, one by name citizen and one by name passport. Means for every table we will have one entity. And in the passport entity, that is Java class, we are having the property called as PID and one more property called as P number. Yeah. And again there are in the citizen we are having three properties, CID, CNAME and passport. These are the three properties. So fine. Now the question here is, here we are understanding what is CID, CNAME. Means the citizen is having an ID, citizen is having one name. But the third property what you are seeing here, passport, what is it? And why should we have like this? So very simple question. See this, we are having two entities here. So since we are having two entities, these two entities should be related now. So how will you relate these two entities? So let us say, now we'll see now, citizen has a passport. So we have to build a relationship between two entities. So and to do that, I'll say citizen has a passport. When I say citizen has a passport, obviously now passport will become what? An instance variable in citizen class entity. So it becomes a instance variable. Fine. So once it becomes an instance variable, so that is the extra property what we are having. So these are the two entities now. Clear? Okay. So then next, so we understood how you design the entities and we are going with unidirection. Okay. So remember that. So that's why we are having passport in the citizen side. And now next we have to understand is how you do the mapping of these properties to the columns of the table. So see this. The PID property of the passport entity will be mapped with the PID column of the passport table. P number property of the passport will be mapped with the P number column of the passport table. So this is how the two properties of this entity will be mapped with the two columns of passport table. That is clear for us. Now we'll see how you map these three properties with three properties of citizen entity with three columns of citizen table. Very simple. The CID property will be mapped with the CID column, CNAME property will be mapped with the CNAME column, and passport property will be mapped with the PID column. So this is how you will do the mapping. Yes. So in this example, only one thing what we have to more focus and understand is the mapping how you do between this property called as passport and the PID column. Clear? So let's understand that. See, this is the tag what I have written here. Okay, the tag what I have written is for to map what passport with PID column. Carefully observe, I am using the tag called as many to one. Even though we are doing one to one cardinality, but the tag what I am using is what? Many to one. So I'll be explaining you that in a moment. So see, the thing is the one to one association is very much similar to many to one association. It is same. There is hardly any difference between what? A one to one association and many to one association. So that is the reason we are using what? Many to one tag on here. Okay. So but in this many to one tag, see, look at the attributes carefully what I am using here. I am using one attribute called as name. So name, in the name attribute, what is the value I am giving? Passport. But this passport is actually what? Property. It is a property in citizen entity. Fine. So and it is a class is equal to of type what? Passport type. Correct? com.cluster.passport. You have to give the fully qualified class name. Fine. Unique is equal to true. This is very important here and highly mandatory now. See, when you are doing one-to-one mapping, you are using the tag called as many to one. Okay. But remember, you have to use the attribute called as unique is equal to true. Okay. The reason is why you know. So what we are doing is unique is equal to true means, see, this is the foreign key. PID is the foreign key. So if I say unique is equal to true there, what we are trying to say is we are not allowing duplicate values to be entered into the foreign key column. See, generally a foreign key column can store what? Duplicate values. But we are saying to that in this scenario, I don't want duplicate values to be stored into the foreign key column. Because by chance, see, if I add a duplicate value 3, okay, something like some other name, example I am giving AAA, 1 is a duplicate value, no? So passport number 1 belongs to whom now? A. So I don't want that to happen. So that's why I am making this column as what? Unique. So foreign key column always can store duplicates, duplicate values, but we are restricting duplicate value to be added into the foreign key column. So that is the reason what we are doing here. We are saying unique is equal to true. So if you use many to one tag and just say unique is equal to true, automatically it becomes one to one. That's it. So one to one association is very much similar to many to one association. So for that reason, what we are using? We are using the many to one tag. We are using the many to one tag and saying unique is equal to true. Are you clear? So just I'll remove this now. Just for your understanding, I told you that. So unique is equal to true means we'll never have any duplicate value here. So it clearly makes it as unique, one to one. So this is the scenario. The next attribute you know now. What is that? Cascade is equal to all. So what cascading of you want the cascading effect for which operations? You can specify. I have written it as for all operations. Then see, fine, this is the property, but I have to map it to a column now. This is the property in what? Citizen entity. See, we are talking about citizen.hbm.xml. Please note that. Yeah. So in the citizen.hbm.xml file, I am saying passport property will be mapped with PID column. Means this property will be mapped with PID column. Okay. And I will close the many to one tag. So I am just discussing about one tag of which one? Passport property. Similarly, you write the code for what? These two other properties you write. So these two means you will do the mapping in citizen.hbm.xml. I am just discussing about the most important tag which will do the one-to-one association. Clear? So this is how we will do it now. Are you clear with this now? So fine. So if you do this much, if you generate entities like this, now you can use these entities for writing this code. You can fetch the data from the database and display it to the user. Are you clear with this? Yes. So now let me explain to you the scenario again. See this association mapping. When do you do the association mapping? When there has a relationship. Yes. When this has a relationship, you will go with association mapping. Citizen has a passport, so that's why I'm going with association mapping. Fine. Next, what is one-to-one? Cardinality or number of occurrences. Means one citizen will have only one passport now. Fine. Now we will come to the direction, unidirection here. Understood? Means let's talk. You understood mapping, association mapping. You understood cardinality, and now we'll go to the direction concept here. So right now, see, we are working with unidirection. Now what is unidirection? See, if I use the citizen entity, means citizen entity has complete information about passport, but passport does not have any information about what? Citizen. The other way around now. It's not possible. Means using the passport entity, I cannot get the information about citizen. Are you clear? So I have completed unidirection now. So the next topic what I am moving is bidirection. In the same example I will be covering bidirection also in the same drawing. Then I'll show. I'm explaining you theory now. After explaining the theory, then I'll be showing you the code and output. So what we are going to do? Are you clear with unidirection now? Are you clear with the unidirection? So only thing what I have to do is I can use the same two entities to make it as bidirection. So put the next heading now. Simply I'll change it here itself as what? Bidirection. So let's see how you make it as bidirection. Making bidirection is very simple here. Okay, means all I'll do is I'll add one property of type citizen, and after doing that, so in the passport dot hpm dot xml file, I'll use one tag called as one-to-one. Clear? And name is equal to what? Citizen. Class is equal to com dot cluster dot citizen. So these are the attributes of what? One-to-one tag. Okay, and cascade is equal to all. What cascading effect you want for which operation is specified. So that's all. You just add one property in your entity. Which property? Passport one entity, and just add one tag in passport.hbm.xml. Means you have to do the mapping now. So we are doing the mapping now. So this citizen property I will write, and we'll do the write the tag like this now. So if you do this much, automatically what happens? Both these entities become bidirection. So just one property and one tag will make it as bidirection. Means you can use like this now. If you means citizen entity has complete information about passport, and passport has complete information about citizen. See, always remember, bidirection entities only we use. We never use unidirection. So in companies also when you are working, we generally use bidirection only, because if you have bidirection entities, it will be useful in both the ways. From the citizen entity you can get the information about the passport, from the passport entity you can get the information about the citizen. So always in companies we work with bidirection, but while learning, first we learn what is unidirection, and then we change it to bidirection. Now scenario is very simple here. Let us talk about the has a relation. Citizen has a passport, passport has a citizen. So bidirection now. And to make you very clearly understand this, I'll give one scenario. See what I'll do. So scenario is this now. This scenario understood. Enter the citizen ID, you'll get all the details. But by chance, if I don't have citizen as a property of passport, okay, now see this. Given the passport ID, can I get the citizen name? If I'm not having this as a property here, so I can never get what? Citizen information, because passport entity does not have any information about citizen. That's why what we do bidirection. Now look at the scenario. If I enter the passport ID, I want all the details now. What details? See this. Passport ID is 1. Understood? Passport ID is 1. And yeah. citizen name is Ravi, right? Passport number is A123456. So this is my scenario now in my project. So if I enter the CID citizen ID also, I want all the details. If I enter the passport ID also, I want all the details. That is my scenario now. So for that reason, I'll make the entities as bidirectional. So how do you make it as bidirectional? Just by adding one property by name citizen and writing one tag here. That's it. So this makes it as bidirectional. So if you understood the concept, all I'll do is what? Show you the code and output. Clear? Clear this? Yeah. So now we'll see the example now. Which one? One-to-one unidirection. Clear? One-to-one unidirection, and we'll go with XML first. Concept you understood. Now once you understand the concept, the mapping can be done in two ways. One is with XML or with annotations, but I'll be going with first XML. So we'll be going with the 15th example right now. 15th example is 15 association one-to-one unidirectional XML. So clearly see this. First I'll go with unidirectional. First let me show you the design of the entities, how we have got the entities now. So I got the citizen and I got the passport. These are the two entities in the 15th example I'm using. So in the passport, see I'm having PID and P number. These are the two properties. Fine. In the citizen, we are having three properties: CID, CNAME and passport. Clear? So passport is a variable of type passport. Okay. So I'll have the segregator methods for this. This side also for the passport, I'll have the segregator for these two properties. So we understood the design of these two entities. Now coming to the mapping, how you do the mapping for the columns, what I specified here of the table. See, first I'll open passport.hbm.xml. See how you do the mapping here. Very simple mapping for passport. Hibernate mapping is the root tag class name is equal to so and so. What is that? com.cluster.passport. Fine. Yes. ID name is equal to PID. So what is PID? Property name. This property name is mapped with the column called as PID in which table? Passport table. And we are using a generator class is equal to increment, so that the primary key gets automatically generated. Fine. Property name is equal to P number. The other property now, which one? P number is mapped with the column called as P number. So very simple mapping for what? Passport.hbm.xml file now. So let's say the most important thing now of mapping which we require is in citizen.hbm.xml. So as I told you, see this one is simple. The CID property in citizen is mapped with CID column. The CNAME property is mapped with CNAME column. Fine. Now look at this, how you are doing the mapping of passport property. Which tag I am using? Many to one, which I told you. Many to one, name is equal to passport, that's the property name. Class is equal to what? com.cluster.passport. You have to give the fully qualified class name. But I told you one thing, you have to use unique is equal to true, mandatory now. For one-to-one, you want now, so you have to use many to one tag with unique attribute and give the value as true. If you do that, now automatically the foreign key will not store duplicate values, and obviously you will achieve what? One-to-one. Cascade is equal to all. So if you want some notes on that, many to one, take this. A one-to-one association is similar to many to one association. So the many to one tag will be used to create a one-to-one relationship, but the column will be set to unique constraint. That's all. If you do this much, automatically what happens? You'll get one-to-one. So then yeah, this is the tag. The same thing I copied and pasted. Many to one, name is passport, class is equal to so and so, unique is equal to true, cascade is equal to all, and this is the column name. So this is the simple thing. If you do this much, your one-to-one association is ready. But we are going with unidirectional. Yeah, fine. So two mapping files you saw. So after writing these two mapping files, next what you do? You have to register these two mapping files in the configuration file. So means you will specify in the configuration file now. Say hibernate.cfg.xml file will open. So in this file what you do? You specify the location of the two mapping files. This is mandatory now. So once this is done, so your code is ready. Only thing what you have to do is create the tables and execute your client code now. Nothing more. So let's see how it is done now. So we will see. I'll create the tables now. So tables.sql is here. So here we have got the script. Copy all this. This is a script for the two tables which I showed you. Copy all this. We have kept it in tables.sql here. Yeah. So I'll go to MySQL now. I'll use MySQL database. I'll log into MySQL and I'll use the test user. Done. I'll paste those queries. So all the queries get executed, the script gets executed. So now let's see the table. Select star from passport. There are no records. Next thing is select star from citizen. There are no records. Fine. So that's done. So now entity is ready, mapping ready, table ready, everything ready. Only we have to write the client code to insert the data into these two tables now. So I'll go with demo.java now, the next file. Yes. So see the code. Very simple code now. I created the object of passport. After creating the object of passport, I'll set the number. Whatever passport number is there, fine. The next I'll create the object of citizen. I'll set the name now, citizen name. So two things ready. But these two I have to relate. Passport and citizen I have to relate. So that's why I'm saying c.set passport of p means I'm associating passport with the citizen. So till now there are two different objects. I gave the reference of passport object to citizen object. Now they are related. Okay, fine. This is done now. So only next is what? After your entities are ready, you have to do the persistent operation. So let's see how you do the persistent operation using Hibernate now. So very simple. From the util class, we get the session factory. From the session factory, I'll get the session. From the session, I'll get the transaction, and I'll begin the transaction. And just I'll call the save method. That's it. Just I'll call the save method. Session.save of C. C is what? Citizen. So if I save the citizen, the data will be inserted into what? Both the tables. Which table? Citizen table as well as passport table. Let's see this now. Done. So data has been inserted here. You can see here. So fine. Let's go and check now. Select star from citizen, one value is there. Similarly, select star from passport, one record has been inserted. Fine. This is one record. If you want, you can insert one more record now. So I'll go with one value B99999. Some value give. And I'll give the name as some name Kumar. That's it. So again I'll run the code. One more record is inserted here. Passport, one more passport. Citizen, one more citizen. Yeah. So this is how we can insert the record. So till now, in this example, what I called is association mapping. Means citizen has a passport. That association I covered, and cardinality is 1-to-1. Means so one citizen has one passport. So two concepts here covered. Now direction we'll understand. Association mapping done. Cardinality done. We'll see the direction. See, direction here is unidirection. So to understand direction, what we have to do is we have to go with read operation. So let me go with read operation now. There you'll understand it. Okay. See this code now. Citizen we are learning and we are trying to understand now what is unidirection. Clearly see this now. Citizen can access passport. Means if you enter the CID, you can get what? Passport information. So that is it. Session.load. You load the citizen, and with the citizen I can get what? His ID, his name, as well as his passport I can get. CZ.get passport.get P number. All this information I can get. Clear? So I am entering the value of 1. Means I will get the information about which citizen now? Ravi. So it will display me that particular value. Let's see this now. You can see that citizen ID, if I give 1, I can get his name also, as well as I can get his passport number also. Fine. So means using the citizen I can get the information about passport. This is fine. But now understand the direction, unidirection. Very clearly you'll understand. Passport cannot get the information about what? Citizen. This is what is unidirection. I load the passport. I can get the passport ID. I can get the passport number. But I can never trace out this passport number is for which citizen. Because in passport we don't have what? An instance variable of citizen. Property of type citizen. Means it is unidirection. So that's the reason I can get only these two values. Let's see this now. I can get only the passport ID and number, but I can never get this passport number belongs to which citizen. So this is done. Yeah. So this concept we learned. Now what we have learned? Association, one-to-one, unidirection with XML we learned now. The same example we have to see it with what? Annotations now. Let's see how to do with annotations. So I'll close all this now and we'll go to the next example, the 16th one, association, one-to-one, unidirectional annotation. Same concept, but configuration is going to be done with annotations. Fine. So very simple. See now, I'll open one by one the files. Passport entity, very simple. Okay, in this entity I'm using the annotation now. So what is annotation I'm using? At the rate of entity. It tells that this passport is a entity. This entity will be mapped with which column? Passport column. So this now the next property, which one? So the table at the rate of entity tells that this is the entity class. At the rate of table is telling what? This entity is mapped with passport table. This entity is mapped with passport table. Fine. Next we are having two properties here, PID and P number. So PID property is mapped with what? PID column. Fine, that is okay. But P number is mapped with P number column. So that's all. So see, annotation is always very simple as compared to what? XML. Just if you use some annotation, automatically it becomes simple now. So done. So passport entity ready. Next you have to see the citizen entity. Citizen entity also see here. At the rate of entity, fine. This entity at the rate of table is mapped with what? Citizen table. So a citizen entity is mapped with citizen table. Fine. This entity is having three properties: CID, CNAME, and passport. So let us see how they are mapped. CID property is mapped with CID column. Clear? The next CNAME is mapped with CNAME column with the annotation called as column. And next, most important, yes, notice this. Passport, for mapping the passport, which annotation I am using? At the rate of join column, name is equal to PID. So this property will be mapped with PID column. And look, I am using an annotation saying what? At the rate of 1-to-1. Something what you have to notice here. Tag we use many to 1, but annotation I am using 1-to-1. Cascade is equal to cascade type dot all. Means what operations you want cascade effect, you specify. Okay, so that is done now. So this is the two entity, so no mapping file you will have here in this example. So these two entities have to be specified. The location of these two entities has to be specified in the configuration file. Let us see that now. Hibernate.cfg.xml file. See this, I'm opening the hibernate.cfg.xml file. So these two entities are specified here, location of the entities, but attribute I used is class. Fine. So after that, so entity ready. So we have to create the table and run the client code. Configurations and all you have finished now. So you have to only create the tables and run the code. Same thing now, almost all same. See this, I'm only doing it with annotation. The script for this project also here only, tables.sql. I'll open it. Same script, no change. Copy it. So again I'll go to MySQL. So I'll drop the tables and create the new tables. So I'll write select star from passport. No records because I dropped the old table. And we have created new table here. Select star from citizen. Fine, there are no records. So in these two tables, so you're going to insert them now. So how to insert it? So now I'll go with demo.java. Client code remains the same, hardly any difference. Nothing changed. Everything is same. I created the passport, again the passport number. I created the citizen, again the citizen name. After creating the passport and citizen, I associate them. And I'll call what c.set passport of p. So passport here, what happens? Passport is associated with the citizen, and after that is the Hibernate client code. From the util class I'll get the session factory. From the session factory I'll get the session. From the session I'll get the transaction. I'll begin the transaction. All I'll do is save. That's it. So if you say save, now this data will be stored into those two tables. That's it. Done, inserted. So let's see, select star from citizen, record done. Select star from passport, done. So these values have been inserted now. Fine. So again, if you want to understand direction, so here what we completed till now in this example. Association mapping I completed. Cardinality I made you understand, that is 1-to-1, means one citizen has one passport. We have to understand what is direction now. So to understand direction, it's better we go for read operation now. Yes. So done. So I'll just show you how to read.
Sorry, no comment.
So see this now, I'm loading the citizen. Okay, once I load the citizen, what happens? I can get his passport. So I can, means once I load the citizen, because citizen has a passport. So from the, I load it, then I can get his ID, I can get his name. Look, I'm getting the passport. cz.get passport, return type will be passport, and with that I'll get the number. So very simple. Yes, you can see now we have got the CID, citizen name is Ravi, and I've got his passport also. Fine. Same concept, nothing changed here as the previous example. Only we are seeing with annotations. Lastly, what? Passport cannot access citizen. Very simple. So we are getting only two values here. One is the passport and the passport number, but I cannot find out this passport number is belonging to which citizen. Fine. So we completed unidirectional. In the same example, what we'll do now, we'll go with bidirectional. Remember always, bidirectional only is very important. Understood? In companies always we do go with extensively with bidirectional. We will use both the entities. That is the first thing what you have to remember. But to learn bidirectional, first we have to understand what is unidirectional. That's the method you have to use to learn. Understood? So fine. So now what I'll do is, the scenario is very simple now. Till now what was happening, if I enter the citizen ID, you are getting the passport information. But if I enter the passport ID, I need what? Citizen information now. Ulta it is. If I enter the passport ID, I need the citizen information now. So for that, how will you design the entities now? Very simple. Customer has a passport. Passport has a citizen has a passport now. The entities will now what will go? So citizen has a passport and passport has a citizen. Very simple now. So if you do that, if you relate these two entities like this, as what? As I told you, citizen has a passport and passport has a citizen. Automatically these two entities become bidirectional now. That's the very simple thing what you have to do. So that's what we'll check now with the annotation. That example we'll see now. So I'll go with the 17th example now. 17th example, association one-to-one bidirectional. This time I'm going bidirectional and it is with XML. Very simple. Let's see this now. Yes sir. Straight away first you see the entity. Citizen is there, passport is there. Now let's see the entities first. Passport has a citizen. Clear? This side what? Citizen has a passport. If you just add one property that side and one property this side, automatically these two entities become bidirectional, and you can use it now. If you enter the citizen ID, you can retrieve the passport details. If you enter the passport ID, you can retrieve the citizen details. They become bidirectional. Clear? So fine. So this is what is the concept now. So you understood how you have designed the entities. Tables remain the same. Entities you generated. Tables are same. Entities you have generated. Only you have to do what? Mapping now. If you do the mapping, finished. Hibernate will take care to do the persistent operation. Means it will take care to insert the records also, as well as it will take care to retrieve the records also. So very simple. Let's see. After understanding the entities, we'll go with the mapping files now. So first we'll go with a passport, citizen. Yeah, citizen we already seen now. Same thing. No change in what? In citizen there is no change. All the tags, attributes, values all remain same. But just I have added an extra property in passport now. So let us see now in passport.hbm.xml what has happened. We are having one-to-one tag, the tag which I wrote at the beginning of the class. If you want to do it bidirectional, what you are supposed to do now? Just add one property called as citizen, and in the you have to add a property called as citizen in the passport entity and write one tag. That's it. Automatically it becomes bidirectional. Very simple concept. So if you do this much, they are bidirectional. Mapping also ready. Clear? One-to-one name is equal to citizen. Class is equal to fully qualified class name you have to give. com.cluster.citizen. That's it. Bidirection is ready. So now Hibernate will take care of doing the persistent operation. So bidirectional entity is ready. Only we have to see what now? Output. Yes, but before I go there, these entities should be, the location of these entities should be specified where? Never forget that. In the configuration file. That also is very important. So you have done the specified the location of the entities in the configuration file now. So everything ready. Only we have to create the tables and run the client code. So fine. So here for tables again I've got tables.sql here. That's the script you can run. So I'll open it. Create the tables always. Same code, no change. For what? Creating the tables. Yeah. So same code. So let's see this now. So I will paste that script. The tables, old tables got dropped. The new ones have been created. See this? Select star from. No records. No records. So we are going to remember now the example is bidirection. Yeah. So we have created the tables for our bidirection example, and now we look into the client code now. Just the client code. See here. Very simple client code. You create citizen C is equal to new citizen. We are creating the citizen object. Passport P is equal to new passport. We are creating the passport object. Now we have to associate both of them. So see this. P dot set citizen of Z. Here what I am doing, I am associating the citizen with the passport. Next line, see what I am doing. I'm associating passport with citizen. How will you do it? C dot set passport of P. Both of them will be related now. That's it. This becomes bidirectional. So when you save now, Hibernate will take care to insert this data into both the tables. Fine. But it is bidirectional. So fine. So after that is done, all you have to do is what? Call the save method. That's it. Very simple. This Hibernate client code, I think you know this. So after doing the two associations, I'll just say now. It's done. Now you can go and see the records there. Select star from passport, one record is there. Select star from citizen also, one record is there. Perfect. Done. So now after inserting, when we insert, okay, so till now in this example what I covered? Association mapping means citizen has a passport, passport has a citizen. That is what we are seeing now, association. We are covering association mapping now. The next what you are seeing is cardinality. One citizen will always have one passport will always have one citizen. That is also okay. That is cardinality, 1 to 1. But now we have to understand direction. Two concepts over. The third concept is bidirectional. What you have to understand means if I use the passport entity, I can get the citizen. If I use the citizen entity, I can get the passport information also. So the same two entities will fetch you both the information from the tables. So for understanding that, we'll go with what? Read operation. So let us see this now. Very simple. See this. Citizen can access passport. Yes or no? You see, no, citizen can anyway access passport. Means given a citizen ID in the UI, assuming that you have given the citizen ID, you can get all the details. I load the citizen now. I can get his ID, I can get his name, and I can get his passport. Okay, I'll say get password dot get number. Okay, so citizen can access passport now. Fine. Says sorry. Citizen ID is, citizen name is, passport number is. So using the citizen I can get both the information. Now we'll go the other way around. Passport can access citizen because it is bidirectional. Very simple. So design your entities always with bidirectional approach. They'll be very useful. Clear? So see this, passport, session.load, I'll load the passport number, whatever you want to give. I can get the ID, I can get the number, but along with that I can get his name also, citizen details also I can get. So it will fetch the data from both the tables in this scenario now. Yeah? So it becomes bidirectional. So that is why bidirectional mapping is very, very important. Practice always bidirectional mappings only. Reason is they are extensively used. 1 to 1 also very important. Yeah? So let's see this output now. Done. So using the passport I fetched the citizen details. Correct? Huh? So means the scenario is enter passport ID. If you enter the passport ID, now you can fetch the citizen information also. So both ways you can use now. So done. Yeah, 17th example contained what? Association mapping 1 to 1 bidirectional. Yeah, but it was with XML. So if you want to learn with annotation, fine. That's the next example, 18th example. Very simple. Everything remains the same here. Yeah. So only we have to understand what are the annotations used. So we will not have the mapping file here. So first I'll open citizen entity. Then I'll open passport entity. Fine. So let's see these two entities. Passport. Very simple. You know these annotations entity table now. Okay. So only we have to see how citizen is mapped now. Yeah. PID will be mapped with what? PID column, that you know. And the P number will be mapped with P number column. That's okay. But with the help of the annotation column. But this is very important now. We are using to map citizen with passports here. At the rate of 1 to 1 mapped by passport cascade is equal to cascade type dot all, means you have to use this annotation. So this is the annotation using in passport. Likewise we will see that side. Which one? Citizen, which annotation using for the property of passport. Clear? So in citizen for the property of passport, what is the annotation we are using? At the rate of 1 to 1 cascade is equal to cascade type all, and at the rate of join column name is equal to PID, because citizen is mapped with PID column, so that you have to specify. Clear? So very simple, rest all annotations you know now. So once the entities are ready, what do you have to do? Specify the location of the entities in the configuration file. That you do by using what? Mapping in the CFG file, mapping tag you will use and class attribute, you will specify the location of the entity classes. So everything ready now. Entity is ready, configuration done, only we have to create the tables and execute this particular program now. So let's see this. I already done it with XML. It's the same thing what I'll do with now annotations. So before we run the code, let us create the tables first. So again you are having the script here, tables.sql, open it. So go to MySQL, run all the scripts. So queries are executed. So let's run the query, select star from passport. So there are no records now because old table is gone, new one has been created. Select star from no records. So we are seeing what now? The output for what? 1 to 1 unidirectional, sorry, 1 to 1 bidirectional, but with annotation. That's it. So it's 1 to 1 bidirectional. Yeah. So since it's bidirectional, see this. Only change is annotation. That's it. So I'll create the citizen object, then I'll set the name. I'll create the passport object. I'll set the passport number. So find these two entities are been created, but we have to associate both of them or relate both of them. So we are doing that now. Associate citizen with passport. How do you do? P dot set citizen, means citizen has been associated with passport. Similarly, associate passport with citizen. How do you do? C dot set passport of P. Now they are associated. That's it. Next, your Hibernate client code you write and just call what? Session dot save. That's it. So output is going to be same. It will be inserting the records into those two tables. Done. So it has inserted. So let's check. Select star from citizen, select star from passport. Yes, it has inserted. So again in this example till now what we covered? Association mapping, cardinality we understood, 1 to 1. Now we have to see direction, bidirection. Very simple, see this. So to understand direction we have to go with better read operation where you'll understand very clearly. See this, I am loading the citizen. With the help of citizen I can get what? Passport information. I'll run both the code together and using the passport I can get what? Correct? Huh? I'll execute both together itself. So citizen can get the passport information. Likewise what? Passport also can fetch citizen information. So that's it. See, passport dot get citizen dot get CNAME, because it is bidirectional. So we'll see this. So one output is with citizen ID. Citizen ID is one, citizen name and passport. The other one is with passport. Passport ID is one and is passport number and citizen name. So that's it. Very simple here. So we have covered these 4 examples today in unidirectional, yeah, and bidirectional. 1 to 1 unidirectional and 1 to 1 bidirectional we covered with XML also and annotation. Go through them. See, now what you have to understand is this always in mappings when we learn, bidirectional mappings are very, very important. Okay, but to learn bidirectional and understand bidirectional, always the approach what we take is first we learn. For learning purpose, we learn unidirection, become perfect in unidirection, and then we move to bidirection. From practical point of view, always in companies, bidirection only we do. Always remember this. So I have completed one-to-many bidirection also, many-tone bidirection also. Hardly there is no difference between both of them, they are same. And see, the extensively used mappings are association mapping, one-to-many or many-tone. That is the extensively used one. Okay, that is the preference is given first in the companies. After that, little they'll be using one-tone also. I'm not telling this is not very important. Very important is one-to-many, many-to-one. This is also important, but not as much important as one-to-many, but important only. So practice all this. They'll be very much useful when you start working in companies. So I'm covering concepts to you. Always remember that. I'm not bothered about output here. So once you get this concept, when you are doing projects, automatically understand how these concepts will be applied in coding your projects. Okay? So we are more going with concept. Okay, so go on learning this. Okay, that's it.